Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 223rd of Kouryer podcast. And no, this is not the same guest as the last episode. I know the room are very similar, but no, it's Mohamed Al Biali. He's the twin brother of Taha Al Biali. They're identical twins, and I was kind of shocked, because after the podcast with the Taha, he told me, yeah, my brother is a character designer. I was like, oh, cool, can I see stuff? And he showed it to me and said, oh, he's actually right here. And he came and I thought I was high or something. I was on LSC or something. Is this the same guy? Yeah, it was kind of freaky. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, of course, I think I indirectly introduced the guest as well. But yeah, let's just do it properly. Our today's guest is Mr. Mohamed Al Biali. He's a character designer and layout artist from Cairo, Egypt. And of course, in the for contact section of the captions, you can find the link to his art session if you want to see, more of his works, and also the ID and handle of his Instagram profile if you want to go follow him there, which I always suggest. And yeah, like the distance between these two episodes have been like 7-8 hours. Like 7 hours ago, I recorded the episode like 220 22nd with Taha. Now it's with Mohammed, and yes, my voice is still messed up, because it's still the same day. It's May 12th. And yeah, as I said before, like there's going to be 4 episodes the next day, Saturday, then 3 episodes like on Sunday. So let's see, how my voice changes, during these times. And that would be kind of interesting. Now, with all the stuff out of the way, let's jump into the first signature question of the podcast, which I start off with, for everyone, which is, give us a little introduction on how we got into the world of visual arts and design. Basically, tell us your origin story, if you know how you basically decided to become an artist.
Yeah, of course. First of all, hi, and thanks for having me here. And I'm sorry for repeating the day because Taha before me. Uh, my name is Mohammed. From Egypt, Cairo. Actually, from a town called New Valley in Egypt. Um I started the career like 8 or almost 9 years from now. Um, and it really gets started in the career in a, we can say, strange way, because I wasn't thinking at all of this career. Taha was drawing when we were young, and he was much better than me, and he's still actually. Um, then I suddenly we were in trying to, like, after examining and all this stuff, we have to start to go to college. So um, I really wasn't thinking of any kind of art college. But when I found Taha going to an applied art college, I said, okay, why not? Then I started in this college, and I started to draw portraits. Also after Taha, because Taha started drawing portrait before me, and I was, after getting better in drawing portrait, I was saying to myself, then what else? What shall I do with drawing portraits? I don't understand just drawing people. Then I start to like seeing anime, and I was watching anime when I was a kid, but I wasn't interesting. But then when I start to watching anime again, and especially the stylized things, I was like getting excited, and I was saying like to myself, this kind of art, I like it. I like how to exaggerate in the expressions and stuff like that. So I start in this career by this, like we can say, accidentally, uh, by getting excited to this kind of drawing. Then I start to meet people in here drawing and in the same career, and start to know a lot of things, and drawing, and show my friends, and give me advice of what shall I do and stuff like that. Then YouTube, of course. Then trying to get courses and workshop, actually. Then I became in this career as a character designer, and it was like I give you like a small part of how get I start this career.
All right. All right. And I'm sorry for
I'm
my
sorry.
voice. I thought it was clear before I
I'm so
started
sorry,
asking.
man.
No worries. No worries. So, all right, let's actually move into another kind of similar subject, which is what is your main branch of design that you're focusing on? And of course, in the description, I mentioned that is character design and layout artist. And tell us about your experience from the start of it until now. Like basically, how did you branch out into this?
Like I said, I start to get excited from seeing exaggerated stuff. Actually, I think what I'm gonna say now gonna make a problem because I don't like anime so much, and drawing anime, the style of anime. But I was starting to see a lot of European style, like 1010 and stuff like this. Um, and I start to I want to draw this. Then I start to studying it, really how they are exaggerating, how I exaggerate this expressions, this is muscles and stuff like that. Actually start studying anatomy, and I'm so sorry, but I what can you tell me as the
Yeah, again,
question
like
again?
basically, how did you like? All right, you started art, you started drawing, but you have to at some point, of course, pick a path to follow specifically, So,
Mhm.
of course, on your path right now is you're specializing in character art and layout art and stuff like that. So, my question was, how did you got into that during your
Okay.
whole journey, and how has the journey been for you and the whole experience?
Okay. Um what can I say about this? When I start to feel like I'm good enough, I start to send to mentors here in Egypt, and I was asking for advice. Then I was asking for a job, and asking for how can I earn money from this. Start with a small freelance. It was about a character. Then because of the college, I wasn't able to get a lot of work, and I was not famous enough. I can say famous to have a lot of work. But then, when I start to be close enough to, like I said, the mentor here in Egypt, I start to have having an advices to how get work and career here in Egypt. Then I start to take one of my friends saying to me, I have a freelance character, so what do you think? Okay, let's do it. Then I start to learn from every freelance I have. I start to learn what is the thing that I'm missing in my work. Then this is how I can say this is how I start to create characters, like having a brief and start to studying how can I change the brief from writing to visuals, how can I use my references and stuff like that. Then it came to another level. This is the layout. I'm going to talk about layout because it's something I was a little bit getting boring from it. Then I start how this position is so important to animation, uh, because I already gave the character the attitude and the personality for the animator to acting, to animate this in really good way acting, uh, then I start to ask how can I do layout, what is the how can I study this, because I was not able to understand it in the beginning. But then I start like having some tips and tricks to get better in this, and having small jobs. Then I start being with an studio here in Egypt called Jump Studio, and I worked with them in a project, is a series called Zakiya. uh, and really this work, it what gave me good experience in layout and how can I uh, do layout in right way. Then it becomes day by day till the big, I can say, big point in my career that we worked in Disney. I worked really, actually, I worked at Disney, and it's one of my dreams to do something like this, actually, with a team called from. I'm sorry, my English. Um we worked in a project called Kizazi Moto, and it's already coming soon. uh, and in this job, I worked with them, like we can say, 4 months, and it gives me really really good experience in creating characters. I didn't actually create character in this project, but I was working as a layout artist for animation, but it gives me a lot of experience in creating characters because of my leader, really really, and all of the people that I work with them, so good, super talented, so they give me what they know, and I had a good experience of how can I create or develop a good layout for animation. Yeah.
All right. And how does your design process usually go anytime you want to start working on a new project or a piece? Like basically, what does the structure of your pipeline look like? You know what I mean?
In animation or
Both. Both
okay.
illustration and animation. And
Yeah, actually, I think it's the same process for every kind of animation, and if even game stuff and stuff like that. It's having a brief, trying to transport this brief in a thumbnailing. We can say that I'm thumbnailing my character in the beginning, but after this, I start to like I'm thumbnailing my sketches. I do sketches before giving reference, getting my reference, just for to not be like blocked. Like I want to be free in the beginning. Then I start to what creating from what I did, these sketches, take my references to like develop this, you know so okay, the same process, briefing, then the sketches, having my references, using it, try to take what is good from the reference to my character, and trying to put a lot of details, even small details, to give personality for the character and to give them backstory. Like he have a scratch in his eyes, so you can say this is a story. There is a story about this scratch and stuff like that. Then actually, I love 2D colors. I don't like rendering my stuff as a painting. But if the work need something like this, painting and stuff like that, I'm working on it. You know. So I think it's almost the same processing in all of this, because actually I had the chance to work in a game studio, and I was having the same process. Like they are giving me the brief and working sketches, do some sketches, and do having some references, using my references to create my character, finalize the character with a good line art, then color, then rendering it and giving it to the director. I hope this answered the question.
yeah, they did. And the next thing I want to ask is have you ever used any elements or stuff from your dreams as inspiration for your works?
My dreams?
Yeah.
No. I'm trying to remember. I tried to draw my dreams once, but it was so bad. So, but no, I didn't actually. It's not dreams. I can say like I'm trying to. It's happening in a lot of places. Like uh, like I'm not focusing on what I'm doing, so I like look to any point of the room. I find some scratching on the wall, so I can see the character from this scratching. So I know I doodle it in the sketchbook, but it's not happening a lot these days. I was used to do this before.
All right. And actually, I want to ask you something else, which is do you know what aphantasia is?
Avantage, no.
It's like a thing where people can't actually visualize things in their brain. Some people have it. It's like a spectrum. Like right now, if I tell you, imagine, for example, a red spaceship. It's
Okay.
over a hill. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, and
And
something
there's
like
like
that.
ladders coming from it, and there's people falling down with parachutes, and there's flowers, there's
Yeah.
trees,
Hmm.
and they're like you can imagine all of that, right? With details.
Yeah, yeah, actually, but it's difficult to put it in the paper. But yeah,
Uh,
I can imagine this
no,
if
I know, but in terms of just imagining and visualizing it, yeah,
yeah.
because it's really weird for me. But I didn't notice. Like, I can visualize all of this too, like pretty vividly with all VFX and details and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
some people apparently can't.
I have talked about this with my friends, like how everyone think of how creating a piece of art. People saying that I know actually friends said to me, I can't imagine everything. I can't imagine anything. I have to get my references and look at pictures, and maybe people say that I can't imagine, but I can't write. I can write. Sorry, I can write the image in his mind, but he can't see it, but he can write it. He can describe it with writing. So yeah, I think it's different between everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the next thing I want to ask is, who are some of your favorite artists and designers that have inspired you the most?
yeah. There's a lot of artists. I can say in Egypt. Uh, uh, it's, I'm gonna say the names. So اسلام ابو شادي, احمد عبد الوارث, عبد الله معتصم, احمد نادي, احمد ممدوح, uh, really a lot of people, but they are this the close one to me, so I remember them so fast. But there is a lot of people actually. We can say now the other from another from the world, I mean, the famous one, of course, Corey Lofts and Nicholas Marlet, Carter Goodrich, Carlos Gringle, and Amy Thompson, uh, a lot of people, Shayon Kim, Jen Kim, Glenn Keane. If I just search now, I can give you more than this, more names.
All right, and let's see. Any advice and tips for a good portfolio and resume for artists? Like in general tips you might have for people who are going to pursue the same profession as you.
Thank you first. Um, Actually, I'm working on my portfolio these days, so I can say some advice that I know what makes portfolio much better. First of all, you have to have your not we can I will not say that your own style, but you have to you have something different to show to the companies that I can do this. And the other thing that you have to create stuff if I saw it, I can say this is from Disney. Like having the same style to another studios, to tell people that I can fit in a lot of style. I don't have one style. It's difficult to do something like this, but it's gonna make it, if you do something like this, you're gonna make it appeal that I can have a lot of jobs in many kinds way. And you have to show that you can do expressions. You have and model sheet turnarounds to your character, and of course the character, like you have to what to say, saving the character from not changing from the pose to another. So you have to give a model sheet and turn around expressions, acting poses to your characters. Uh, this is gonna show the people that you can do stuff. You have like technicalities, good technicalities in your drawing that I can fit in another style that you are using to use to. I'm sorry, that you can draw a lot of style, not just one style. You can take a character to the end, like say expressions and turnaround rendering stuff, and yeah, that's it. I think.
All right, and just wondering, is Tahaj browsing Pinterest right now for references? I'm just
I
curious.
think yeah, yeah. I think
The reason I'm saying this because in at the morning for his episode, I asked, "Is your brother playing Valorant?" And I guessed it right. I'm just trying to see if I'm guessing this right.
Yes, yes, yeah. And in the morning, yeah, I was playing. Maybe it's weekend, so I have a free
Yeah,
time to play. I like
it,
Valorant. Uh-huh.
yeah. By the way, is Egypt the weekends are Friday or is Saturday Sunday like most places?
No, it's Friday and Saturday. Yeah.
In Iran is like Friday, I think, and like past couple of years Thursday as well. But
Really?
no, yeah,
No.
Saturday is the start of the week actually.
Okay, this
Yeah,
is interesting. I
yeah,
actually know that Saturday or Sunday, or Friday and Saturday, but two separate days. It's so exciting for me actually
yeah. Awesome.
to have a break in the middle of week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing I wanted to actually ask is like, what are some of your favorite franchises in entertainment? Not just in games, but animation, comics, movies in general. What are some of your favorite inspirations and obsessions? Just all across the board.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. I'm sorry.
Like like for example, Mortal Kombat, for example, is like a IP. Like your favorite
Okay.
IPs, basically, not just
Okay.
like Valorant's. Like I don't
Mhm.
know, movies. It could be just anything. Like what are some of your fictional things, words that you're obsessed with, basically?
Okay. In games, I can say that I like the games that have a story. I think Taha told you this that I like Last of Us because it's have a really good story and a good gameplay. I don't like the real stuff. I like it in stylized way, but it doesn't mind that I can play it. You know, um, in movies. Actually, I think in movies, what make me happy, I'm okay with it. I don't in movie actually. If there is no story in a good way, story, but the animation is good, the character is good, it's so funny, things funny. I like it. Um, I don't know if I'm answering the right question. Is it right or
Yeah, you're going on the right direction. Yeah.
what else? Games and movies. Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I think this is it.
All right. And oh my god, my voice actually doesn't come
You.
out. What is going on? Jesus. Wait,
I'm
let me
sorry.
sneeze for a second. Let me mute my mic. All right, my voice is back. My voice
Yeah,
is back.
it's like
It was
what?
so weird. Like it was silent.
Yeah.
What?
So
What the
sorry, man.
hell? No, it's like I'm mostly amazed and freaked out more than anything else.
Where is my voice?
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, I can. It's coming out, but it's not coming out. It's weird.
yeah, yeah.
And all right, the next thing I want to ask is, what are you working on right now that you can tell us about? What kind of project is it? I mean, of course, if there's NDA involved, I get that. But if even if that's the case, what kind of information can you share with us about what you're doing right now?
Actually, it's also NDA stuff, but I'm working right now on a startup company. It's from here, Egypt, working on a project. It's a serious project, or a series project about three kids and having fun and stuff like this in a school. Actually, I'm working on the like creating the characters and putting the character in one direction. And I'm starting like doing storyboard. It's I used to work on a storyboard, but not for a project. It's just like a small stuff for me. Um so it's really, I can say it's new experience in storyboarding, and a new experience of how to create characters and putting all of it in one direction and one style, because I didn't have like a chance on creating stuff and putting it in and I want it in one direction. And also I have my personal stuff working on it, creating illustrations and stuff like this. And there is a small project I can show you. um,
Yeah, there's no share screen on
more.
Zencaster, by the way.
Yeah, where can I find this? Can you help me?
Mm-mm. No, no, there's no share screen. That's what I said. Like
There's
there's,
no. Okay.
yeah, yeah, it's closed versions.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
There is a small project that I'm working on it. It's something about my childhood, me and my grandmother, stuff like this. It's gonna be. I hope finishing it. That it's gonna be really super cool.
All right, that's awesome, man. By the way, where's Timon right now?
Timon, I think he's sleeping.
Ah, it makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
yeah.
And all right, aside from art and just design and everything that we talked about, what are your other interests and things you want to explore and learn in the future or pursue or continue in the future? Like, anything non-art related that you might have on your, programs, for the future.
It's really good questions because I'm really thinking a lot of these stuff. Actually, I love music, and I'm trying to uh, learn some music. I love guitar. I used to sing with or use flute, you know, the flute. I used to doing it, but playing with it, but just not professional stuff, like having fun. Uh, Next step, I think it's gonna be guitar. And I love cooking so much. And I think if something happened in my career, or AI, like make everyone stand sit in the home, I think I'm gonna be a cooker. And just yeah, open a restaurant and stuff like this.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And yeah, actually, I also love cooking as well. I mean, there's so many opportunities, if this
it's
art
art.
thing doesn't pan
Cooking,
out.
it's art.
Dude, by the way,
Cooking,
do you guys have low falafels in Egypt? Is it popular there?
yeah.
Yeah, it's the
It,
same in Iran. Like, if
uh,
nothing happens, me and my friend, as a joke, said, we're gonna like, rent, buy, put our money together and buy a small like van and just sell falafels on the street. Like, I mean,
yes, yes.
that's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, there is a lot of people. It's we can say it's a common food in Egypt.
The
Falafel.
whole area, not just Egypt. Like, everyone
Yeah,
loves it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Falafel and
unfortunately, not as much in Turkey. Unfortunately, they don't sell it that much unless it's an
really.
Arabic shop or a restaurant or Lebanese restaurant or something. But yeah, it's not really popular.
Mhm.
It was weird, whatever. But
This
I
is
love
this.
Arabic food, like just cuisine from this whole area, not just Arabic, like Egypt, Iraq, Syria, Iran, all these places. I love the
I
food.
hope really it's one of my dreams to travel and taste everything and see a lot of places. I hope one day that I can travel.
Awesome, and that'll be great.
Yeah.
And let me sneeze for a second. Oh God,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
no worries. And we've reached the final question and section of the podcast, which is called Time Capsule. Long story short, basically, imagine you only have a couple of minutes left and you have a voice recorder device next to you. And in that couple of minutes, your spaceship is about to get exploded, And you
Hmm.
can just, record some voice recordings from yourself so that anyone else that might, receive it could listen to it. And it could be anyone, it could be a lot of people in the future, it could be, just so basically in those final moments, what do you have to say from one human to another human being? Like, what would be your, parting words?
Yeah. I can say like live in peace. Try to live in peace. Respect everyone, even if he's have a different thinking and different thoughts. We have to respect each other, um, and live away in what makes you happy, what makes the person happy, not for me before from other for the other one. What I mean, like if I live and feel happy, the other one I can help him, I can give him what I can, you know. So what I'm gonna say, like, yeah, respect everyone, live in peace, uh, try to understand yourself to live much better in your life.
All right. So I think that's a
Good.
wrap. Thanks so much for coming by. Where can people contact you if they had any questions? Is your Instagram account okay?
Okay.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much for coming by, and thank you to anyone who tuned in. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. As always, if there's any comments or suggestions or critiques, leave them in the comment section down below, or you can just send me a DM, and I always check all the messages. And with that being said, take care, everyone. Stay safe, and until next episode. Bye.
Bye bye.